Hey guys, I know it's been a while since I've uploaded a vlog, and I've been saying for days now that I was going to upload something, and I did record something, but I'm not sure if I'm going to share it anymore, because I think it's irrelevant at this time, and I think if I record something now, it'll be more relevant to what's going on today. And it's no secret that we as a nation are in some scary times right now. My anxiety's been through the roof. My thoughts have been everywhere. I've been displaced at my work. I'm doing something that I normally would not be asked to do. But I'm kind of blessed for every day that I get to be there. And then, there's a lot of people that we know, like I know, that are in the military, and they know a lot of scary things going on in this world. And, my personal opinion is we're being protected from more than just a virus, and part of that protection plan, is kind of scary to me. And, so far we've been asked to stay home, which is a good thing because this thing keeps spreading and this has to stop at some point. Something has to give. But, there's talk of it becoming more extreme than that, to where our communication modes and means could technically be taken from us for a few days. And I'm kind of worried about that and scared. I don't know for sure if that's going to happen, but a lot of people around me are thinking that it might. And this is like a nationwide thing if it happens. And my mind's just been all over the place. And with this video, if you're watching, everybody has their right to their opinion about things that are happening. You have a right to your opinion, and I have a right to mine. But my thing is, don't sit and belittle and attack people that disagree with you or have a different perspective on something. Just recently, like today, for example, I had to block somebody that I didn't really want to block, that I thought was my friend, because my mental health can't take it anymore. I can't take arguing anymore about things. And, I posted a picture to try to lighten up the mood and get my mom to laugh and get people to laugh. And someone didn't like it because I mentioned the irony of the mask I was wearing to be from China. And I'm not attacking China when I said that. I just said this mask is from China. It's kind of ironic because that's where this whole virus started. And that's just a fact. It started in China. I was stating a fact. But they took it, picked it apart, and picked me apart for posting it and said it's not something to joke about. And I'm not joking about the virus. I'm trying to lighten up the mood like some people are, because this world's been depressing as all get out with all this and everything that's going on. And if you can find any little bit of humor, regardless of what it is, it's a good thing to have. It's all we have. And our mental health is all we have right now with this quarantine and, everything. And so just to save myself the argument and the mental health stuff that's been going on, I just blocked her. And I hated to do that, but I had a past with this person, and they didn't exactly stick up for me then. And I asked myself, okay, well, if they didn't stick up for me then, what makes me think they're going to now? And they're not. And obviously their true colors showed through that. Other people have been a little bit more graceful with their opinions, and they haven't been attacking me. And I thank you for that. I also thank you for those that are praying for me and praying for this nation and praying for my family, because the prayers are really appreciated and really needed right now, because I'm going through a hard time just like everyone else is. I know I'm not the only one experiencing panic and fear and anxiety, and I'm trying to trust God with that. Just like I said before, I'm a Christian personally, and it's okay if you're not, but that's what I believe. And right now, my faith and my trust are greatly being tested, not just by this virus, but by things that have opened in my life recently, and, I'm in a relationship that I'm trying my hardest to protect from anything happening to it, because I'm so used to heartbreak and things turning out badly that, I'm kind of a little bit worried and panicked about how this virus will pan out with that, because there's certain factors at play with that relationship that could affect things if I'm not careful and I don't pay attention, and I don't keep things the way that I should. And I'm trying to trust God with it, because it's another one of those aspects where I have to, even on a normal day, given if this virus didn't exist and we weren't under quarantine, it's still something I would have to work on trusting God about, you know. And I'm sorry if this vlog is like all over the place. I'm just trying to get my thoughts out because I can't figure out what else to do today. I made chili with my mom. The only people I've exposed myself to are my immediate family. You know, I stay pretty isolated at my job, and I've stayed home. If I'm not at work, I'm home. And I've been home all weekend, you know, and I did a couple of art projects. Actually, I'll pick them up right now. There's a pastor that I talked to, and he gave me a couple verses to memorize on peace. This first one is Philippians 4:7, and it says, "And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus." And so I painted that on canvas, and I made a heart because it's talking about guarding your heart. Yeah, and I just thought that was really cool. And the other verse he gave me, let me grab it, it's just here on my piano, is from Colossians 3:15, and it says, let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts, since as members of one body you are called to peace, and be thankful. And so with this, I did like a blue sky and radiant light coming down on a cross with the scripture on top. So those were really good projects to do while I was home, you know, not doing anything that I normally would do. Like, everybody's world's been flipped upside down. And that's why I say it's very important that you don't belittle other people and start online arguments that don't need to be started. You know, and I try not to post too much political things. I have done a few recently, I'm not going to lie. But at the same time, my goal is not to post those to start arguments or cause somebody to flip their lid on something that I may or may not have said. You know, I'm just trying to like share how I see things. And it's okay for you to share how you see things too. But do it in a way that it doesn't continue this panic and fear and arguing amongst one another. You know, and that's why I made the difficult decision to block who I did, because I remembered something that happened between us in the past, and I thought, well, she's not changed, obviously, you know, and for her to do that to me is just wrong. And I meant nothing by that picture I posted. It was just to be lighthearted and funny with my mom because she told me to wear a mask that day, and I didn't really want to, and so I just took one that we were using at my job and posted it for her, you know. And it's just to lighten the mood, because lately that's what people need right now. You know, they need compassion, they need love, they need understanding. And I think a lot of people are losing sight of that. You know, we're living in scary times, or we don't know what's going to happen from one day to the next. We don't know what our future holds, you know. We don't know how long this virus is going to last. And if you're hearing noises, it's the wind. It's very windy where I am right now, and it kind of whistles through my house. So don't be alarmed if you're hearing sounds. But anyway, you know, it's just, I had a lot on my mind today, and I just thought I would get this out there, because I don't really know when I'm going to post the next item or the next video. It just depends on what I have planned. I'm kind of just trying to take things one day at a time, both with this virus and with my relationship and my life, basically. You know, and at the same time, I'm also aware of my own flaws, and I'm trying to work hard on those, because yes, I've dealt with heartbreak and I'm used to heartbreaking experiences, but at the same time, I also learn from those experiences, and I know what I could have done better, because it goes both ways. And there are things that I'm working on doing better, and I feel like I'm doing a good job so far, and I just hope that I can keep that up in the midst of this anxious time, because I have anxiety, and this whole mess has been working on my anxiety really bad. Like, I had a breakdown today with my mom, just wanting so bad for this to go away and things to be back to normal. And I'm sure a lot of people can agree with me on that. You know, regardless of where you stand, I'm sure you can agree with me that you would love for this virus to be gone and for our freedoms to be back and life to resume back to normal. You know, like, for me, this was the year that things were supposed to get better. And instead of getting better, they've just gotten worse, and worse in ways that are out of my control. There are some things that have gotten better, don't get me wrong, but a lot of things have gotten worse just based on things that are out of my control and out of everybody's control. You know, the only thing we can control is stay home and try to not expose ourselves to one another. You know, because the scary thing about this virus is up to 2 weeks can go by before you even know that you have it. And it's a very scary thing. And like, it's even scarier to know that even most of our cleaning products don't even cure or don't even kill this strain of it. You know, and that's scary as well. I'm just hoping and praying and trying to trust in God that this storm will be over soon. I know we will forever be affected by this. There probably will be more stricter laws put in place about things, and the way people see cleanliness is going to probably change. The sad thing is, it shouldn't take this virus for people to learn basic habits like washing your hands and staying healthy and all of that. I mean, there are things that people should have been doing long before this hit us. And I do think in some ways this virus has always been around. It's just not gotten to this magnitude until recently, you know. And, you know, I just appreciate those that have reached out to me and are praying for me and care about my well-being. And I care about your well-being as well, too. And I also want to thank the healthcare workers that put themselves at risk every day to make sure that we stay healthy. And that's another reason why I stay home. And yeah, I go through periods where I'm frustrated. Everybody does. And I posted a status, you know, not too long ago about like, how long must we deal with this? How long must we live in fear? Because to some degree, this is living in fear. And when you think about it, no matter where you are, even if you're at your home, you put yourself at risk for getting sick of anything. You know, flu has always got a season to where it peaks, you know, and where it's high. I'm not trying to discredit this virus and discredit the fact of what's going on and staying aware, but you have to admit to some degree, some of the media is designed to make us panic and stay scared and live in fear. And it's good to be aware, but don't let that consume you to the point where you are living in fear and you're paranoid about everything. Because that's not a life you want to live. You know, it affects you mentally and physically, and, you know, it's scary. It's scary to live in those kinds of times, you know. Anyway, there's just a lot on my mind, and my mind's just all over the place, and I'm sure a lot of people can relate to this, you know. I'm hoping to put more videos out there of lighthearted things in my channel. It's just kind of hard right now because I've just been everywhere, and I've kind of just been playing things by ear with my job. You know, I take things one day at a time, and it's very weird for me to just be going home every day, you know, because I had a routine. You know, I would go to the gym after work. I would go to my small group once a week, and I can't do that now. And we can only do that virtually if we do it at all. And, you know, it's just a whole new world, and everybody's worlds have been flipped upside down, you know. And my heart goes out to seniors, high school seniors right now, because they're missing out on graduation. They're missing out on prom. They're missing out on what should have been the best year of their life as far as like memories go. Because I remember my senior year, and it was great, you know, and it made me wish that I would have stayed at my high school all 4 years instead of switching halfway through. You know, it made me wish that I could have done freshman to senior year there. That's how good I had it, like, back then. And, you know, my heart goes out to seniors that don't get a chance to experience that. My heart also goes out to the pregnant mothers and the babies yet to be born, you know, because with these restrictions, a lot of them have to have these babies by themselves. They can't have their loved one with them. And that's very stressful and scary. You know, I don't have kids. I've never had kids, but I can imagine how scary that is. And I want to have kids one day, but I'm hoping it's not in the middle of a pandemic like this, because that is very scary. And my heart goes out to you guys, because when you think about it, those mothers are making history, because they can say they had a baby at the scariest time on earth, you know, and that can be a worldwide kind of claim, you know, and they're making history. And you know, my heart goes out to them, and I'm praying for them that their babies stay healthy and they leave happy and healthy and they have good futures with them, and they don't fall prey to this, you know, especially if they're pregnant still and not yet ready to have the baby. You know, you don't want to contract something like this. But anyway, this video is becoming very long and I'm just rambling. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope you're staying home and safe and healthy. I know times are frustrating, and I know there's times where you just want to scream at the world, and I know I do for sure. Like, there's a lot of things that I want to do that I'm probably not going to get to do. I worry about this summer, and I just worry about, you know, the future. My neighbors across the street, their car is going off, so sorry about that. I'm hoping maybe one of these days I can go live on here and just talk with you guys, you know. I do have that feature on my channel so far that I can do, but for right now I'm just kind of doing these videos and updating you guys on how things are going. So I'm still here. My plan is to hopefully do some more videos on things. It's just one day at a time, one moment at a time right now, because we just don't know what's going to happen in the next month or so. I know in my state we have been asked to stay home for 2 weeks, and I'm trying to abide by that as much as I can. I have to go to work and I do the essentials, and I have a paper in my car so that if a police officer stops me and asks me why I'm out, I can show them, you know, I work. But if things happen the way that the military guys that I know are saying, that may not even apply anymore. And I worry about that because I won't be able to get to anybody or talk to anybody unless I'm with them at the time that this goes down, because I don't think that we'll even get notice when this happens. And I'm just hoping that that doesn't happen, but I'm trying to make preparations right now in case it does. You know, one of the options I want to do, I don't think I can do, but I'm going to try to find out if I can. Worst case scenario, I end up with my mom and dad, because the way that my mental health works, I don't think being here 10 days without communication or without anybody would be a good idea for me. But the first option I kind of want to do, and it just depends if they are willing to have me in their home. But, you know, we'll just take things as they come, one moment at a time. Anyway, I hope you all take care. I hope you're staying healthy, and I will continue to post more videos soon. Just hang in there. I know we all are in the same boat. We all have the same feelings and the same thoughts. Just try to be kinder to one another, you know? And I hated to block who I did, but I have to for my sanity and my mental health, you know? And it's okay if you end up in that same situation, you know? It is what it is, you know? I have to do what I have to do to protect my peace, because it's all we have at this moment is our mental peace. And if somebody's coming to attack that from you, you don't need them right now. And I decided I didn't need this person. You know, anyway, stay happy, stay well. I'll be thinking of you guys, and I'll post more soon.